Why is it upside down? Hello? I am just in a little conservation area. I've been here a couple times before. It's called Cedar Valley Conservation Area. Yeah, I'm here just... I wasn't going to film this weekend, but what happened was last weekend I went to my brother's property and filmed an overnighter, and I didn't have my audio settings right, so yeah, the footage is all too, it's just way too quiet. I tried to boost it in post, like in my editing software, but it just sounded garbage. So I thought, hey, instead of just throwing out all of that footage, I thought I'd use it because it was a fun night, and I thought I'd use it and just do like a bit of a talking video where I talk over what happened. So last week, Hayes Outdoors. If you don't know who Hayes Outdoors, he's another. I'm sure everybody. Anyway, I don't need to say who Hayes Outdoors is. He's a legend in the outdoors community. He's awesome. And he was in lockdown. He's in the UK. I'm not sure exactly where, but he's somewhere over the pond. And he's in lockdown. And he posted a short video last week of his 5 items. And he sort of put it out there for the community, the outdoors community, to share their 5 items. So whatever, I wasn't doing anything that weekend, so I packed 5 items. I went to my brother's property and did an overnighter, only using those 5 items. And so today what I thought I would do is find a spot to make a little fire. I have my little twig stove, so boil up some water, eat some lunch, and just go over my 5 items. And I'll splice in some footage from last weekend and hopefully save the video. I don't know if it'll work. It may or may not work, but hey, it'll I've never done the sort of video overlay before, so it's kind of interesting for me to, try out a new editing skill and, just work with what you got, right? Let's find a place to have a nice little lunch, a nice little fire, and we'll have a little chat. How's that? Sounds like a great idea, Sherman. Where I live in Ontario, Canada. We have 4 very distinct seasons. We do, winter gets to -40, and, summer gets to, we've seen almost 40. We've been pushing 40 in the summer, but high 30s. Now I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit, but I'll put it up. So yeah, we have extreme cold, and we have, I don't want to say extreme heat, but we have very hot. We have hot. We also have very hot summers. So it's hard to pick just 5 items because, and in the fall, which is the nicest time to camp. You know, it's very mild, but the weather can fluctuate. It can get really cold at night. So yeah, it's hard to just have 5 items that they'll always change with the seasons. But so for right now, my 5 items are a little different because we're headed into the very cold season. You know, we're into December now, almost Christmas time. So yeah, that's what kind of made me. These are 5 items that I will carry almost every single trip while I'm in the winter. Now, I made some assumptions, and you guys can tell me if you think I'm cheating or not. I'd love your feedback. I'm more than willing to change my mind about a lot of things. About everything, actually. I'm willing to change my mind about everything if there's a good argument. So, let me know if you think I'm cheating. But first, put your knife away. My knife is not one of my 5 items. I just brought it out today just to, whatever, have it on my belt. But my first item for sure is a good axe. This is the Council Tool Woodcraft axe. I got this axe a couple years ago, and I got it for a few reasons. They sort of market it as a one-tool option kind of thing, right? As axes are. But there's a few features of this axe that made it particularly sort of attractive to me. And one of those features is they say that this 90-degree spine back here will throw sparks. Let me tell you, this does not throw very good sparks. Now, it will throw sparks, but it's not very good at throwing sparks. Yeah, I've tried everything to get this to. If you guys know how to throw sparks off this better, let me know. But when I had this out and I tried to make a fire with it up at my brother's, I ended up having to use the blade because I was just having such trouble getting this spine here to throw any sparks. So anyway, my first item for sure is an axe. Now, why did I pick an axe over a knife? Because like I said, in the winter, when you need to process lots and lots of firewood, there's not a better tool. You know, and obviously this is a hypothetical. You know, the 5 tools is obviously a hypothetical thing. Why only 5 tools? You know, I wouldn't only pick 5 tools. I would, you know, whatever. But so for this hypothetical 5 items, axe is number 1. Obviously, I would prefer a saw, an axe, and a knife. That's my whatever. My second item, obviously, it's this canteen kit, the heavy cover titanium canteen kit. The reason why I would pick this is, one, not only can you boil water, you can transport water, and you have a little pot to cook and boil water in. You can also boil water in this. So, heavy cover canteen kit. When I showed this to my brother, he said, that's cheating. It's 2 items. So you tell me, am I cheating? Was this 2 items? I don't know. I don't really feel like I'm cheating, But you know, yeah, tell me if you think I'm cheating on taking the heavy cover canteen kit. So axe hot. This is my minus 18 sleeping bag, and to me this is a no-brainer over a wool blanket. Now, I love wool blankets. They're amazing, but when you're headed out into the Canadian winter, and you need a good night's sleep, and a warm sleeping bag is what's going to get you a good night's sleep. Now, wool blankets are amazing, but you'll need to, if it gets down, you know, if it gets down past 5 degrees, and I'm sure everybody's different, they all have different experiences, and every wool blanket is different too, right? There's different qualities. But it only helps you so much before you start needing to make an all-night fire. And with an all-night fire, if we only have 5 items, that means you're cutting down way more wood, and you're burning way more energy, and you're not getting enough sleep because you're waking up and always stoking the fire. So you're burning more calories, you're burning more energy, and you're not getting as good rest. So for me, minus 18 sleeping bag is, you know, this is probably not even warm enough. You know, there'll be nights, this will help me for a lot of nights, but there's some nights where it gets down way colder than minus 18. But anyway, warm sleeping bag, for sure. This is item number 4. I can count. This is my Poncho Tarp. Now, I used my Poncho Tarp up at my brother's and made a pine needle bed. I took a bunch of duff and off the ground and made a raised bed to keep me warm and off the ground. And I used this Poncho Tarp. Now, it's the best tarp I have. That's why I used it. I have another tarp that's very old, but the tie-outs are starting to rip a little bit, and I just don't trust it for your primary shelter. So I didn't use it. I used this. I do have another tarp on the way, but I also like this Poncho Tarp because it doubles as a rain coat, so that if you're on the move, you know, you can use it as a raincoat, and it's pretty good. It's very dry, and again, like I said, this Poncho Tarp is the best tarp that I have right now in my kit, so I used it. Now, the other thing my brother told me that I was cheating on, and you guys tell me, is with my tarp, I have like a ridge line that I always keep with my tarp. It's a part, like, to me, it's a part of the tarp. A ridge line. To me, it's like, if I didn't take a tarp, let's say one of my pieces of kit was a tent. Are all the poles and the tent pegs and everything cheating for having a tent? I don't know. So for me, a tarp and a ridge line for the tarp it's one unit to me. But if you think I'm wrong, and if you think having a ridge line with your tarp is cheating, let me know. And obviously, the last and not least is my fire steel. I've had this same fire steel for about 5 years now, and it's still got another 5 years on it. So, yeah, fire steel. To me, it's a no-brainer. Obviously, you saw me struggle the past couple times that I've made a fire, so whatever. Judge me if you will, but I'm out here doing it. But yeah, so fire steel. So those are my 5 items, right? Yeah, tell me what you think. I know this isn't the regular outdoor adventure that I'm usually on, you know, but yeah, hopefully this video works out, and yeah. So there it is, guys. My 5 items. Just walking back to the car now. So, let me know in the comments what you think of my 5 items. Let me know if you think I'm cheating with the pot and with my tarp. You know, assuming that a ridgeline is a part of the tarp. It's just a part of the tarp setup. My brother says I'm cheating. I don't know. And again, this is 5 items that I would definitely have with me on a winter trip. There's definitely other items that I would have, but for sure these 5 items would be on me. So yeah, let me know what you think. What are your 5 items? If you had to be out in the woods, do you have 5 items? I would love to know. Let me know in the comments, or do the same thing. Make a video, spend a night out with your 5 items, and you know, I'd love to see what other people are doing. Thank you for joining me on this one, and we'll see you on the next one.